Hare Krishna devotees, please accept my humble obeisance to your lotus feet. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to glorify Srila Prabhupada, to speak a few words from this amazing Prabhupada Lilamrt written by SatsvarupaGoswami Maharaj. Gives such rare insights into the thinking and feelings of a pure devotee of the Lord, who descended from the spiritual world to this material planet to distribute the message of the Lord, to distribute Krishna Prem to the most fallen conditioned souls of this age. So let us start with our Mangalasharanam prayers. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Once again, my sincere gratitude to all the assembled devotees. Let us continue to hear about the amazing life and times of Srila Prabhupada as compiled by his most sincere devotee, SatsvarupaGoswami Maharaj. And by his efforts, we are today able to get such deep glimpses into the life of Srila Prabhupada, how he was always committed to serving the lotus feet of his Guru Maharaj and Lord Sri Krishna. How we can very clearly see that he is the commander-in-chief that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu talked about, who will distribute the knowledge of Krishna throughout the whole planet, and who would make the names of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sung in every nook and corner of the planet. So that is our Srila Prabhupada. So we are so fortunate to be discussing about his wonderful pastimes. Last week, we saw about how Srila Prabhupada came to Vrindavan with such great expectations that the temple will be ready for inauguration during Janmashtami time. He had already informed so many people that I am coming and all of you please come. We will meet together in Vrindavan like that. But then, disappointing him completely, there was absolutely no progress. Even the deity hall, the altar part of it, only the basic building was there, not even the ornamentation and other things. And there was hardly anything except Srila Prabhupada's home, which was completed even in his previous visit. in a great hurry. Other than that, everything had stuck. And the devotees were also having serious problems because the monsoon was going on. A very severe monsoon, and Satsvaru Maharaj writes it was one of the worst seasons in Vrindavan at that time. Everybody fell ill with jaundice, malaria, dysentery, and such diseases. Prabhupada's assistant, Shrutakirti Prabhu, he came from America. He immediately fell ill to malaria. Then Gunarnava Prabhu, who had just come for participating in the programs, he agreed to become Prabhupada's personal assistant, but he also got malaria. And then Prabhupada fell ill with 104-degree fever. He could not even get up from his seat. He just lay down in his seat where he would sit for translation and interacting with guests and all that. He just collapsed there. He could not stand up. He could not walk. He could not speak. He was like that for 2 weeks. But in between, there was a visit by a Muslim governor of Uttar Pradesh, and suddenly somehow Prabhupada mustered enough strength from. He had not been eating. Prabhupada is eating just 1 or 2 slices of orange and a few grapes per day. And he even said, "This is how my father died." Some days before he died, my father stopped eating. So that's what happening to me. So all his disciples were very scared. They almost thought Prabhupada would die. But in that situation, Prabhupada attended a banquet in honor of the governor, and Prabhupada spoke for 20 minutes, standing up. He spoke for 20 minutes. But after the speech and after the guests had left, which includes the governor and several ministers and his security, bodyguard, everybody, after they left, Prabhupada simply collapsed. And once again, he had to be carried back to the bed. But devotees learned many lessons. They learned, number one, Srila Prabhupada is not material at all. They had already seen through several other examples that Prabhupada is really not the body, he's a spirit soul. And he's just playing a game of being a human being. It was just a play for him. They realized that. And they also realized how determined Prabhupada was to serve his guru's instructions and to Lord Krishna. That in such a serious condition also, Prabhupada would not agree to stay back and allow his disciples to take care of the visitor. To say he's in seriously ill condition, which is a fact. 105 degrees temperature, he cannot come to meet you. If you like, you can come and see him, but he is in no position to talk to you. He has been off food for many days. There's no energy left in him. But he did not agree. No, he has come, I should go. This is another interesting, important thing about hospitality. If an Atithi has come, if a visitor has come, then it's the duty of the householder, or Prabhupada is not a householder, but anyway, he is the host and he has to take care of him. So many lessons we see from the way Prabhupada dealt with that condition. Anyway, 15 days passed. Prabhupada was near death. The whole world, ISKCON world, was praying for him. Whole world was praying. And one day, suddenly, everything was back to normal. Prabhupada's temperature disappeared. What was so bad till previous day, it disappeared. But by the time Prabhupada had already told, why am I suffering? Because my disciples are, including my own senior leaders, are breaking the regulative principles. 80% of them. And they promise that they will wake up at 4 o'clock, before 4 o'clock, for Mangalarati every day. But they are not following that. And when the disciple doesn't follow, then Guru takes on a part of that karma. After he takes initiation, at the time of initiation, Krishna takes the karma. And for Krishna, nothing. Krishna is unlimited. In a huge fire, anything you drop, it will be turned into ash. But a human being, a spiritual master, is a particle of the Supreme Lord. He is finite. So he suffers. Prabhupada said, if you commit sins after taking initiation, then the Guru has to suffer. So Prabhupada said, I am suffering because of the fault of my disciples. And they felt sufficiently chastised. Prabhupada did not say it again and again, repeat it 2 minutes, but the message went. And everybody started introspecting. What should I do better? What should I give up? What should I take up? What mistakes have I done? My spiritual master has done so much for me. How can I betray him in this fashion? How can I let him down? So these thoughts came to everybody. But one fine day, Prabhupada was all right. He never talked about his illness. He was back to normal. He started translating. 2 weeks, no translation. And suddenly, Chaitanya Charitamrita translation started in full speed. Back to his normal routine. Sleeping at midnight, waking up at 2 o'clock, starting his translation, meeting guests, whole program resumed as though nothing happened. And also another miracle happened during Prabhupada's stay. Anyone can recollect? What miracle happened? Everything is a miracle actually.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji said the cement bags coming.
Exactly. Cement bags for which they are struggling to get 3 bags, 4 bags, 5 bags, 20 bags, and then they bring it home to the temple and they find it's all contaminated, it's useless, it's all adulterated. And they even cast one pillar with that concrete, with that cement. Within 4 days, it remained soft, it never hardened, and then it collapsed. And suddenly, and Prabhupada was sarcastically saying, oh, the temple will be ready for next Janmashtami, but if cement is available, it can be completed in 3 months. Prabhupada was joking and sarcastic about Surabhi. Surabhi is such a wonderful, wonderful devotee of Srila Prabhupada, so eager, so keen to serve him. The way he came to Prabhupada itself is so very interesting. That story we have already seen. And Surabhi is so eager to satisfy his spiritual master, and he's willing to take any amount of chastisement in the right spirit. When it comes to chastisement, how many of you have read Chaitanya Charitamrita? At least you know the whole story of Chaitanya Charitamrita in some detail. Anyone? Chaitanya Charitamrita?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. One thing I remember is Nityananda Prabhu.
Yes.
Pastime with Shivasena.
Yeah, Shivananda Sen.
Shivananda Sen, yes, Prabhuji.
That is exactly.
I wish I was in that place, Prabhuji, sometimes.
That is exactly what I remembered just now. See, Shivananda Sen belongs to Kulyagram, and he takes the devotees of Mayapur to Jagannath Puri every year for the Rath Yatra time, because Mahaprabhu is now settled there in Jagannath Puri. So he would make arrangements to take all these people from Navadvip area to meet Srila Prabhupada, to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He would make every single arrangement. All the finances for them, he would collect. Whatever, maybe from whatever his income he was setting aside, he would take care of everything. And they have to just follow him. Sometimes they have to take a boat ride. Sometimes they have to take the road. Sometimes they have to come to the toll gates. In those days, now we have Bengal, Orissa, maybe a little bit of Bihar. That's all now. And it's all part of the same country. There is no issue. But in those days, there were small, small kingdoms. And many of these kings were rogues and thieves. They were the kings. And Muslim Rajas and all these things. And it was very dangerous. They were anti-Hindu. They would, whatever money or anything you carry, they will take it away. And they will murder you for no reason through such dangerous territories. And so everywhere there will be toll gates. And there will be toll collectors. They are also ruffians and gundas. And unless you pay, you cannot go across. Same, then, so you have to pay them. So if several people are coming from Navadvip, for all of them, he has to pay. And somehow get through the toll gate, there'll be haggling, negotiating, all that. Then you get into a boat, the boatman will ask for money, then the boat, you cross some distance, the crossing the river, again you are on land. And in between, there'll be several nights, right? At least maybe 6, 7 nights. And yeah, they have to eat. They have to eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, and they have to ease themselves. They need a place to rest. So in one of such trips, he was having more time arguing with the toll gate official that you accept this much only I will give, I cannot give you more. They held them up. So all the devotees, they scattered, they were sitting under some tree, they were lying down, everybody tired, they're just waiting. And Shivananda Sen is caught up in these arguments. And eventually, before Shivananda Sen came, Nityananda Prabhu threw a tantrum. Who does he think Shivananda Sen is? How he is making me wait? I am so hungry. I don't have a place to rest. And then he said, let him die. And let his whole family be destroyed. His wife started crying. Shivananda Sen's wife was also with the devotees, and she heard Nityananda Prabhu uttering such curses, and she started crying uncontrollably. Oh, my husband is doing all these things with all sincerity, and is something happening beyond his control. Nityananda Prabhu curses him and the whole family. And there was Shrikanta Sena, who is a nephew, who was also there. And he became so angry and upset. And he immediately left the place. In between, what happened? Shivananda Sen eventually came back. And then he arranged rooms for everybody. And he came to Nityananda Prabhu to invite him. And Nityananda Prabhu just kicked him on the chest. And you die. He cursed. And again, Shivananda Sen's wife was crying so much. And Shivananda Sen laughed and he said, "Oh, you foolish lady, why you are crying? What a great blessing to be kicked by Nityananda Prabhu." So that is such an eye-opening thing for us. And throughout Chaitanya Charitamrita, we see incidents of true devotees becoming happy, to be criticized, to be chastised by the spiritual master. There was another story of Advaita Acharya's assistant, personal assistant. His name is Kamalakanta Vishwas. That is his name. And he wrote a letter to the king of Nawab Zain Shah. And he wrote a letter to him saying, first line, Advaita Acharya Prabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. And then he writes, but somehow or other, he has incurred a debt of 300 rupees to the government. I request you to write it off, to not demand this loan from him. Like that, he wrote a letter. And that letter, somehow, it landed in the hands of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu kept the letter in front of him and started reading in the assembly of devotees. And then Mahaprabhu read like this. Shri Advaita Acharya is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Mahaprabhu approved. Yes, that's very good. Somehow or other, he has incurred a debt. What is this nonsense? You say Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's a proprietor of all that exists, all creation. And you say, and then he chastised this Kamalakanta Vishwasa like anything. And he became, he said, I did everything in all sincerity with love and integrity. I have done this, but somehow Mahaprabhu became angry with me. And he was so crestfallen. And he went to his master, Advaita Acharya. And Advaita Acharya, why are you looking so depressed? What happened? He heard the whole story. And then Advaita, you fool, you should be dancing in ecstasy. It's so special mercy to be chastised by the spiritual master. But to be chastised by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, such a special mercy you have got. The story ends there. No further description. Same way, Shivananda Sen laughs it off. Oh, it's such a nice blessing. Whether the curse will come to pass, that is not a concern at all. Whether the curse will happen, oh, Nityananda Prabhu was cursed like this, what will happen? Your whole family be destroyed, let his children die. Like that, he gives curse. Okay. Not at all disturbed. Not at all disturbed. Joyful. So this kind of chastisement is supposed to be very good. To be chastised, to be slapped even, to be kicked. And Prabhupada many times says, it is my duty as spiritual master to find faults with my devotees. Others may be appreciating. You were telling about Surabhi last time. Oh, Surabhi. Oh, everybody is happy with Surabhi. But I have to criticize him. Then Prabhupada says, it is my duty as a spiritual master to find faults with my disciples and to correct them. That is my duty. It may not be very pleasant to perform, but as spiritual master, in the best interest of my disciples, I must do it. So like that, we see Prabhupada chastising his disciples in this particular situation through the example of taking on a disease on himself and suffering to teach a lesson to everyone. Now we see His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj performing similar pastimes with his disciples to make sure that they will strictly follow the principles, regulative principles, and chant the rounds nicely, attend the morning Mangalarti program, everything. You do Narsimha prayers, you circumambulate the Tulsi plant, you visit the Dham, you increase your rounds. In so many ways, he always tries to encourage all his disciples to become better devotees. Because we got such a rare chance. This chance, unbelievable luck, unbelievable fortune, that we are here within 500 years of the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Supreme Lord himself. And within 5,000 years of Lord Krishna, who is also the Supreme Lord himself, who appeared on this planet. We are within such a short time. In one day of Brahma, the Lord appears once. And you know, one day of Brahma is how long? 1,000 yuga cycles. That is one day of Brahma. And it is 1,000 yuga cycles. Seventh Manu, his 28th yuga cycle. That particular Kali Yuga, not even Kali Yuga, it is a Sandhi. Dwapar and Kali, in that Sandhi, within a gap of these 5,000 years, both Supreme Lord in two incarnations, as Krishna himself and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they come. And we have come just within such a short time of that. So we should definitely take advantage of this, that we should benefit, we should become serious, and we should try to give it to as many people as possible, so that everyone can perfect their lives and go back home, back to Godhead. So the cement arrived, truck after truck after truck, and the whole godown was filled up. And there the Gunarnava Prabhu was standing and taking down 1, 2, 3, 4, noting down how many cement bags arrived. And he was giving statistics, Prabhupada, to the last number, how many cement bags have come. After this, Prabhupada, so this was the time then Prabhupada's fever also happened. And so eventually Prabhupada recovered. And Prabhupada spoke no more about his illness, and devotees around the world were informed, Prabhupada is okay, you can stop your 24-hour kirtan, and you can all get back to your normal duties. Okay. Now, Srila Prabhupada comes to Bombay. So Vrindavan is over. Now we are in Bombay. This you see. So Prabhupada is in Bombay. And this is from November 1974 to January 1975. Quite a long time by the standards of Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada, as long as he was in the West, he never stayed even for a week in one place. Apart from the New York 26th 2nd Avenue where he started the first 1 year. After that, moving. But here in Bombay, Prabhupada stays November 74 to January 75. And during this time, his entire goal was getting the no objection certificate from city corporation and from the police department. It's not coming. Devotees are trying. Giriraj Maharaj is trying for such a long time. Nothing is happening. So you see how many challenges. First, Prabhupada makes an agreement with Mr. N. Then Mr. N keeps on changing the terms of the agreement. Then he does not register it. And then he says, your fault. You have not taken prior permission from Charity Commissioner. Now, Charity Commissioner, without prior permission, you have entered into agreement. It is not valid. Giriraj Maharaj rushes to the Charity Commissioner. Charity Commissioner exactly repeats what Mr. N is telling. Your agreement is invalid. Now you cannot do anything. Now go make a fresh agreement and come and take my prior approval. See how many challenges. And then Mr. N says, give me 5 lakhs more because I have to pay extra taxes. Now government has revised the taxes. You have to pay extra. Then that money is paid. Then he delays the making the agreement for some flimsy reason or the other. Then he enters into argument saying that there is no contract. You have broken it and I am getting out of it. And he manages to get, Prabhupada entered into a second agreement. That second agreement also he got it back from the devotees when Prabhupada was away in America. Now no agreement, nothing. And Prabhupada again goes back, again tries to engage him. He tries to bring a tantric with him so that Prabhupada will not influence him. But Prabhupada very casually silenced the tantric and he engages Mr. N separately. But then Mr. N goes back on every promise, and then he says, I will personally go and throw the devotees out. I'll take out the deities. Like that he says, and immediately he gets a heart attack. And within a week or so, he's gone. Now, the scorpion or a snake, when it is killed, even saintly persons become happy. So even though it's a very negative thing that somebody is killed, but devotees rejoice because he's an obstacle in the path of good people. So like that, he is removed by the Lord. But then his wife, under bad advice from friends and government officials, who are all out to take something out of her. Husband is not there. She's helpless. They are trying to take advantage. They are telling her, don't give it to ISKCON. We will get you a much better price. 10 times the price what they're giving you. Don't give it like that. And then they try so many difficulties they put in the path of the devotees who are staying there. Then they try to pull down the temple. The corporation officials come in several trucks. The policemen come. And the policemen are supporting the corporation officials. The devotees, all are foreigner devotees, helpless. They are dragging them out. Devotees are trying to defend this small, tiny temple, closing the door of the altar and standing. One Mataji was standing. They pulled her by the hair and dragged her across the street. Men were watching. Such things happen. They almost demolished the temple. And then the lady went to the court saying, give an injunction. They should not be allowed to build. They have already demolished the temple. They should not be allowed to build. Luckily, Giriraj was meeting the same judge for some other reason, actually. But then he came to know that they have filed a writ like this. And the judge told them, see, this is Friday. Saturday, Sunday, no court. Monday, this I will be taking up. And then I have to give an order of injunction. Injunction means don't build. As it is, it will remain until the dispute is resolved. Till that time, you cannot build the temple. How can it be like that? So he said, but between now and Monday, you can do anything. The court is not standing in the way because the hearing has not started. Hearing has not started. So you do. Then with the help of a life member, Mr. Sethi, they got the building constructed. Heavy rain was pouring, but Mr. Sethi, he stood with his gun, and he is a builder himself. He brought the workers overnight with blow torches and all that. They were building, drying under the rain, keeping tarpaulin sheets. Somehow, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, temple is there. And the matter went up to the court. The judge, as he told earlier, if the temple is already built, nothing can be done. Let it remain. Nobody can demolish a temple. It is already built now. It will remain. Had it not been built, the judge would have said the same thing. He would have said, no more construction is possible. So devotees were struggling. But now Prabhupada personally has come. And Giriraj Maharaj and all, they are so happy. Now Prabhupada is standing in the front line and he is guiding us. He is doing everything. So they all became happy. And then Prabhupada was speaking. Prabhupada said, this is quoting from Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada's purports. One has no goal in life. Listen very carefully. One has no goal in life except acting in Krishna consciousness, just to satisfy Krishna. That's all. There is no second goal. This is what Prabhupada will say. Vyavasayatmika buddhihi ekeha kuru nandana bahushaka hi anantascha buddhayo abhyavasayina. One who has taken up the instructions of the spiritual master as his life and soul. What is the instruction of spiritual master? He simply repeats the instruction of Krishna, right? The whole parampara simply repeats Krishna. So instruction of spiritual master means instruction of Krishna. So if that you take it up as your life and goal, then your mind becomes one-pointed. But if you think I am the enjoyer, I am the proprietor, I am the controller, and you are engaged in sense gratification, then your intelligence becomes multi-branched. It goes in so many directions. Each sense will pull you in 1,000 directions. So that is hopeless. So Prabhupada is saying, your only goal should be to satisfy Krishna. And while working in this mood, one should think of Krishna only. So not only you should be working in that mood, while working for Krishna, you should also think of Krishna. How is it possible? Prabhupada is saying. How to think? What should you think? I have been appointed to discharge this particular duty by Krishna. So Arjuna should think on the battlefield that Krishna has appointed me to fight this war on his behalf. I am fighting for Krishna, for his pleasure. I should do my best in order to please him. I am his instrument, like that. No, I am appointed. So Prabhupada says, while acting in such a way, supposing you are able to live your life in such a way, okay, you are not in the Kurukshetra battlefield, but you are all in the battlefield of life. All of us are. So while we are on the battlefield of life, we should think, Krishna has appointed me to fight this battle, and I am fighting for the pleasure of Krishna. So if you always think like this mandate has been given to me by Krishna for his pleasure, then you will naturally remember him always. So Prabhupada says like that. And how does the order of Krishna come to you? It comes through disciplic succession from the bona fide spiritual master, like that. So this is elaborated further by Satsvarupa Maharaj, that Prabhupada has given an opportunity to all his disciples. We are all like his children. And Prabhupada is like the emperor of the world, and he has distributed zones to all of us. Wherever you live, that is your zone. And what is your duty? Your opportunity is to dedicate yourself to giving the local people Krishna consciousness. That is your project, right? That is your mandate. An opportunity for every disciple of Srila Prabhupada, every disciple of a disciple of Srila Prabhupada, the opportunity to give Krishna consciousness to the local people. So Prabhupada is the emperor, and all of his children, and the emperor has distributed the land to all of us, right? Not for owning and enjoying. In the case of a materialistic man, he will distribute his wealth to his children to enjoy. But here, Prabhupada distributed the wealth to us for preaching, which is actually the treasure of the soul. All these material things are not really treasure. They are actually karma. They create bondage. And they will make sure that we will come again and again and again to this planet to suffer and incur more karma. So that is not real wealth. Prabhupada distributed real wealth. What is that wealth? Seva. Seva to the Supreme Lord. That opportunity is given. So, like that, Satsvarupa Maharaj goes into raptures, remembering his spiritual master and what he has done for us. So, Hare Krishna land in Bombay was one of Prabhupada's major plans, right? So, through this, what we are trying to do? We are trying to preach to the public, and we are trying to free the residents from the clutches of Maya. So, but Bombay temple was slow. How slow? 3 years have gone already. Nothing has happened. 3 years have passed. Only fighting. And so, Satsvarupa Maharaj says, Krishna first wanted to see the devotees pass many tests of obedience to Prabhupada's order. Many tests. You remember, many tests have already come. Prabhupada said, don't give the agreement back at any cost. They gave it back. Many instructions Prabhupada said. They left the responsibility. Somebody said, no, too much for me to handle. I will go. Someone said, I am attracted by some other project. I want to go. Amazing pastimes are orchestrated by the Lord. And so now, once the devotees pass the test of obedience, then the temple will manifest. This is how Satsvarupa Maharaj's realization. So, already there are many buildings, tenements in the property. It's a huge property. There are many tenements in which tenants were living, Mr. Yen's tenants. You cannot evict them. They are tenants for many years. You cannot increase the rent. You cannot ask them to vacate. They will be there. And you have to take care of them. So, this was one problem with the corporation. Another problem was, your disciples are living in huts. As long as huts are there in the property, we will not give NOC. So finally, Prabhupada got on the same tenement buildings, more floors built, and all the disciples moved into those flats. So the huts were demolished. One objection gone. And then, second objection, nuisance. You will play bhajan with huge kartals and mridangas, and you will make such a huge racket. It will be a nuisance to the local people. So Prabhupada personally went with the diagrams, with the plans and everything for the property. And Prabhupada showed, see, where is the temple? The temple is surrounded by so many buildings and then so much of open area. Where the noise will reach, then they could see the sense and they agree. Like this, with so much patience, with so much determination, caution, and with the help of his experience, Prabhupada removed obstacle after obstacle, obstacle after obstacle, steadily moving towards the NOC. And Giriraj Maharaj was very happy. Then Prabhupada said, I will stay here as long as NOC doesn't come. I will help you. He was telling Mr. Sethi and Giriraj. Okay. And while Prabhupada was there, Janmashtami came in Bombay, and Janmashtami was celebrated with a huge Pandal festival. As it is, daily people were coming, 500-600 devotees were coming, public were coming. And now for festival, tens of thousands of people came. It was such a great success. So already the property was becoming famous. Radha Rasbihari was already having a huge fan club. So many people from the area of Juhu and other areas of South Bombay, they were all coming to take darshan of Radha Rasbihari. He's already giving mercy because Srila Prabhupada first brought him there. Nothing was there in that land, It was such a terrible place. Nobody, but Prabhupada simply installed Radha Rasbihari and prayed, I will build you a temple. I will build you a grand, magnificent temple. But Lord, please stay here. Please stay here. And accept whatever little, very conservative services, whatever these disciples give, please accept it. But I promise to build you a temple. So the promise now Prabhupada has to fulfill. So until now, Prabhupada is staying in one place for maybe a few days. Throughout the world, wherever he goes, 2 days, 3 days, even if it is a new temple inauguration, they beg Prabhupada, please stay. No, 2-3 days and off Prabhupada goes. But here, Prabhupada is staying for months. You can see how dear India is to Srila Prabhupada. And within India, the special projects of Bombay, Vrindavan, Mayapur, these are so very important to Srila Prabhupada. So the NOC, they were very confident now the NOC will come because all objections have been taken care of. So Prabhupada told Mr. Sethi, start construction and never stop. Every day there should be at least some construction. Now start with a compound wall on the huge property, start building. There will be gundas and ruffians, they will destroy part of the compound wall, but again rebuild it. Continue, keep on building. The world should know the work has begun and it should never stop. So like that, even one brick, but go ahead with construction. This is Prabhupada's instruction. Okay, so that way. And in between, Prabhupada got a very good letter from Vrindavan. What is that? The governor of UP has changed. Earlier governor was a Muslim, right? You remember his name? Some Khan, right? And he came and he said, only industry can save India. That was this Muslim governor's conviction. Only through industries, India can be revived like that. But now, change of governor. And who is a new governor? Krishna devotee, Channa Reddy from Andhra Pradesh. He has become governor of Uttar Pradesh. And he went to the temple, Vrindavan ISKCON, without being called. He went, took darshan. And this news came to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada became very happy. And interestingly, Channa Reddy had already become a life member. Prabhupada canvassed him when he was in Hyderabad and made him a life member. Now see how intelligent Prabhupada. The whole idea of life membership. Many interesting things were introduced by Prabhupada. One of them is this. Another thing was standing orders. See, life member means what? There are hardly any temples of ISKCON, but Prabhupada promises the life member, you can go to any ISKCON temple in the world and stay there for 3 days free with free meals. And we will be publishing books and all the books will come to you. All books will give you. And Back to Godhead magazine will come. And he got the big people on board. That is important, no? For a fledgling movement just coming up, if you have VIPs in every place, who are as life members, they are bound to help you in some way or the other. Right? So now Channareddy is governor of UP and is a life member of ISKCON, even from earlier days. So Prabhupada wrote to him, said, I am happy you came. You are such a nice devotee of Krishna. We are going to inaugurate Krishna Balaram temple during next Ram Navami. And Prabhupada is carefully writing, if everything goes according to plan, Ram Navami is our inauguration date. I want you to be the chief guest and all that. Prabhupada is writing to him. And Prabhupada writes to Surabhi, cautioning him, Arey, I invited such an important person. He's going to come. I don't want you to take any risk. 100% work should be completed by March. If the contractor is cheating, don't allow him to cheat you. This is all public money, and we should be very careful that it is not misused. And if the contractor is cheating, the work will never get completed because he will want to delay further. Only by delaying, he will suck more money out of you. So, and Prabhupada said, I am not happy from the photos. Work is not going fast enough. I want you to complete everything in time and tell me the truth always. Don't feed me lies like that. Okay. And simultaneously, Prabhupada is sending invitations. Prabhupada is receiving invitations from all over the world, from his disciples. Please come. We are starting a new center. We are starting a new temple. We are starting a new program. We want you to come and advise us and encourage us, to motivate us. So many people were sending. For example, Hridayananda Swami was writing from Mexico City and Caracas, South America. Please come. Prabhupada writes, I very much want to come there, but right now I am trying to get the permission from the government for Bombay temple, and I hope it will come next week. If it happens, then I will immediately go to Honolulu, and then I will go to Mexico City, then Caracas, and from there I will go to Australia by January 1975. But if the Bombay situation is not settling down, then I will delay in Bombay only till January. And then I will go to Australia and be in that continent for a month, like the Prabhupada says. But ultimately, Prabhupada could not go in December because the NOC came only in January, mid-January. Prabhupada got NOC. Haribo!
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Prabhu.
Jehu Prabhupada at last got the NOC. All the obstacles removed, hopefully. Now the temple should start coming up. Of course, funding, it's a multi-crore project. There has to be money, and there could be, during construction, there could again be cement problems, marble problems, steel problems, whatnot. But anyway, NOC has come. And Prabhupada is so happy, he said, let's have a second groundbreaking. Because there has been so much delay after the first time. Let the world know that yes, now final. Now we are really starting the construction. So Prabhupada had a ground laying ceremony. First ground laying was March 1972. Second ground laying is 1975. 3 years have gone like that. The Krishna's plan. Right? So there was one more program, and all the life members were called, and there was a nice festival. And then Prabhupada is now ready to travel. No? Okay, Bombay is cleared now. Prabhupada is going to travel. And before going, Prabhupada tells everybody in Bombay, Arey, don't create more problems. Take care. Now there is only progress, and make sure that it goes without interruption. Definitely government will bring more problems for you, but you should not allow it to overwhelm you. You should overcome everything by Krishna's grace. And devotees should remain very determined. This is the reward of working for Prabhupada, that you get a chance to build such a magnificent temple in Hare Krishna land. And you can live there and serve Krishna. Okay, so now, February, March 1975, what Prabhupada is doing? Bombay finished January, February, March, Prabhupada is touring world tour. Another world tour. Okay, and how he is going? Listen carefully. From Bombay, Prabhupada is traveling east to Tokyo. From Tokyo, Hawaii to Los Angeles, like that. And even while traveling, he gets a letter from Governor Reddy. Very happy that you have invited me. I will definitely come, like that. And Surabhi also wrote, that letter also came to Prabhupada. Very encouraging letter. What is it? No, Prabhupada, now everything is going according to plan. 100% will be ready. Surabhi speaking, not Gurudas Prabhu. Gurudas Prabhu was always afraid of Prabhupada and was giving false reports, but Surabhi doesn't do that. Everything is going, and definitely temple opening will take place on schedule. So Prabhupada becomes very happy. That's what I want, Prabhupada says. And then Prabhupada goes to Mexico and Caracas, and every time again he starts telling people, come to Vrindavan for Ram Navami, you come for Gaur Purnima festival to Mayapur. From there you come to Ram Navami to Vrindavan. We will all meet there. Like that, Prabhupada again started extending invitation for Krishna Balram temple grand opening ceremony on Ram Navami. Governor of UP will also come to participate, and many other important, respectable gentlemen will also come. And Prabhupada took permission from Sanaridi to print invitations already, putting him as chief guest, and he has agreed. So now with this, Prabhupada can open many doors for Vrindavan temple, correct? Oh, it is blessed by the governor. Who can stop? Cement or steel or marble, anything will come, correct? The government appointed governor, and he's going to be chief guest. So that is very important for Prabhupada. He uses whatever connections, whatever resources he has in the service of Krishna, like that. Okay, so after South America, Prabhupada goes to Miami, and then Atlanta, Dallas, New York. So see how Prabhupada is blessing. Tirthi kurvanti tirthan, pantastena gadabhrata. Because you carry the Supreme Lord in your heart, you are a tirtha yourself. You are a tirtha. Tirtha bhuta swayam vibho. You are yourself a tirtha. You are a holy place. Why? Because Krishna is in your heart, so you are Vrindavan. And also, when you travel only to purify the land. So Prabhupada travels the whole globe for purification. And see, America, such a country which is the capital of Maya. But Prabhupada is traveling so widely in that country. How fortunate. All within 1 month of departure from India, Prabhupada has covered all these places. Then from New York, where does he go? London. See, world tour is continuing in the eastern direction, correct? He is going against the sun. Right? Sun goes from east to west. No? Prabhupada is going towards the east. And he has come to London. From London, where does he go? Tehran. Where is Tehran?
Iran.
Iran.
Tehran is Iran's capital. But at that time, there was one Shah of Iran was a king. There was a king. Now we have this revolutionary leadership, Khamenei and all these people. You know, they overthrew Shah and they became. But that Mr. Shah was a very westernized man. He was all red carpets for Western countries like America and all. Oil, no, there was so much oil being produced. So Exxon and all these huge American oil companies, Texmaco, they were his friends. So at that time, Iran was more liberal. Now maybe it's not, but in those days, Prabhupada went to Iran also. And then, even though it was a Muslim country always, then Prabhupada returned to India. See, one circuit complete in 2 months. January he left, late part of January, and March 16 back in India, completing one full world tour of the northern hemisphere. But South America also, so southern hemisphere also is like that. Now, how many times Prabhupada has done world tour by now? Let us have a number.
This is the third time, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Good try. Other devotees. Lottery. How many times Prabhupada has circled the planet by now? Are you there?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So, how many? This is the 8th world tour complete. 8 times. 1965, Prabhupada went to America around Janmashtami time. And now it is 1975, March. 8 times. So in 10 years, 8 world tours. How many people will match this record? Eighth wonder. And this is the Prabhupada's age is how much now? Only 2 years to go. Prabhupada's life journey, 81. He's now 78 plus, 78 and a half. 78 plus. This is the age. 8 trips around the world. And next thing, Prabhupada is going to Australia, correct? That is his plan. Anyway, early in the morning of March 23, Prabhupada went to Calcutta. From Calcutta, he went to Mayapur in 5 cars. All the disciples were following. Prabhupada was in the front car, and they all went to Mayapur. Can you guess what the road was like in those days? 50 years ago. Exactly 50 years ago. 50th anniversary. Right? Can you imagine? You have already gone by road, right? From Calcutta to Mayapur sometimes. How is the road now? Now the road is getting better. But even 20 years ago, when we used to go to Mayapur from Calcutta, it was terrible. Terrible in the sense, roads are terrible. Narrow roads. If one vehicle is coming from opposite side, you have to get off the road. And sometimes you have to stop also. And huge trucks and lorries, everything will be passing on the dusty roads. No proper metal road. If there is a metal road, it will be a narrow strip, like a loincloth. Both sides of the roads will be, edges will be broken. Very, very dangerous to drive fast. Not possible. It will take 6-7 hours. You never know when you will reach. Actually, there will be huge traffic jam. So that is how it was. But that is the bad part of it. The good part of it is the stretch is entirely green, like a carpet, all the way from Calcutta to Maya. Once you leave Calcutta, there is no city worth its name. All villages. There are only small huts and gardens and banana, the weed in Bengal is banana trees. They are the weeds. On the roadside, you see banana trees just growing like that. So fertile that land. The Calcutta city is washed with Ganga water daily. And the road is green all the way. Beautiful, beautiful. Small, small huts. And each hut has a pond. From the pond, they take their daily cooking materials, cooking items. They take from the pond. So every house has a pond. It's all so green, so beautiful. Now, of course, the roads have become very good, but the views are ruined. Take your pick. No? You cannot have everything in this material world. So Prabhupada was traveling 5 cars. In the last car, Prabhupada's sister was sitting Bhavatari. And some sannyasi disciples were also going in the cars and like that. On the way, Devi Shakti Mataji, she is in Vrindavan. So she says, she recalls that on the way, they stopped in one mango orchard. Every time Prabhupada goes from Calcutta to Mayapur, it seems he will stop in one mango orchard. I don't know exactly where it is. They are not giving the name. And there, they opened their baskets and they had breakfast, fruits. And all the disciples sat in circle. Prabhupada sat in the center and they were all sharing fruits. So Mataji recollects Krishna feasting on the banks of Yamuna. Like that, they are now taking prasadam on the bank of Ganga. And it was a Ekadasi day, and Mataji had made a special cake for Prabhupada with dates and coconut. Dates and coconut, very fancy. And Prabhupada opened the tiffin box. These are exactly from Krishna book, correct? Tiffin box. And Prabhupada said, "Oh, what is this? Who has made this?" With very big eyes, Prabhupada said. Then Achyutananda Swami told him that Devi Shakti Mataji has made it. And Prabhupada started eating it right away. That means Devi Shakti Mataji is famous for her cooking skills. Prabhupada said he liked it. So she is recalling. Then see, it's a family. You hear from many of Prabhupada's disciples saying, actually in those days it was just a family. He was our father. What a great fortune for someone who born in America, not experiencing any love from their own parents. Parents were willing to share all their wealth and money with the children, but they really could not share love. They were all busy in their sense gratification, their own ways. So the only father, mother, grandfather, grandmother, everything was Prabhupada for them. And some of Prabhupada's disciples were told, Unfortunately, I don't recollect names. Somewhere I would have written notes somewhere. Prabhupada, we even used to ask Prabhupada which brand of toothpaste to buy. Prabhupada taught them even to brush their teeth, to clean themselves, how to keep clean. Everything Prabhupada will teach, how to tie your dhoti, right? How to keep your shikha. Everything, because the hippies, how they were totally uncouth. And Prabhupada taught them to clip the nails, to trim the hair. Everything Prabhupada taught them. So it was a family, actually. Spiritual family. How wonderful. A material family is not something to be very happy about, but a spiritual family is great blessing. So like that. Then they went to Mayapur. Now, March 23, 1975, this is Mayapur. 500 devotees from around the world have gathered, proving the predictions of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. It has all come true thanks to the commander-in-chief devotee that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was sent to this planet to distribute the holy name throughout the planet. So, morning walks, Prabhupada goes on morning walks in the nearby fields, or then he enters the temple of Radha Madhav for darshan, or when giving lectures from Chaitanya Charitamrita, whatever, in the whole of Mayapur, for all the 500 devotees, the center of attraction is Srila Prabhupada. Their eyes are on him, whether it is during morning walk, or it is during taking darshan in the temple, or it is reading from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Prabhupada giving class. The center of attraction was Prabhupada. 500 devotees taking nourishment by simply looking at Srila Prabhupada. Imagine this. So they are all here in Mayapur, not just for taking Radha Madhav darshan. They are here to see their beloved spiritual master in action, to see him with unblinking eyes. That is what gives greatest joy to these devotees. Satsvarupa Maharaj is recalling that. Prabhupada was a central attractive feature of Mayapur. Each morning after giving class, Prabhupada would circumambulate the temple room. Now I will give you a small description. I am sorry, time is running out, but I will spill over a little bit with your permission. This is morning. Just see, you are in Mayapur now. So morning, you came for darshan. There was no Prabhupada Samadhi at that time. Now we have Prabhupada Samadhi also. 4:15, we have Mangalarti there. Then for 4:30, Mangalarti, you are in the main temple, Radha Madhav, right? So the darshan is opening. You are taking darshan of Panchatattva, Radha Madhav, Samsara Dava is blaring all that morning. Then Narasimha was not there in those days, right? Narasimha came after Prabhupada's departure, right? Around 1984 or something. Amen. So that was it. So morning program is over. And then after the Aarti is over, after Darshanarti, after the morning class, after the morning Bhagavatam, Prabhupada would walk around the altar, the temple, right? Prabhupada circumambulate the temple room, followed by his 500 disciples. These are all not Indian disciples, foreigner disciples. They are very energetic and they are enthusiastic, exuberant. They jump very high. Very tall people, very bright people, and jump very high. So they are following Prabhupada. And then there is a brass bell which is hanging, one on the left side of Radha Madhav altar, outside, right? As you go on the parikrama inside the temple, you will see where we have the Mahaprasadam counters now. Near to that, there is one bell hanging by a rope, and Prabhupada will go around in front of the deities, then around the side, then go behind the deities and come out of the other side, left side. And he will walk with his cane on his right hand and with his left hand. As he reaches there, he will pick up the rope and then dang, 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 dang. Vigorously, Prabhupada will ring the bell and then again he will move forward for the next circumambulation. And behind Prabhupada will be these 500 jumping white elephants. They will be following him and singing the Maha Mantra like a roaring of a lion. So noisy, the place will become wild. The kirtan would be going on. And Prabhupada will take a second round. And while going to the other side, just as you have a bell on this side, on the opposite side, there is another bell. That bell again, Prabhupada will pick up and ring vigorously, and devotees will go in great ecstasy just to see Prabhupada ringing the bell. And then Prabhupada would go. And as the devotees jump up and down, close around him, singing Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Prabhupada would smile with great pleasure. Imagine the scene. And smiling, Prabhupada will continue the length of the temple room, past the pictures of Saraswati Thakur, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, then come around and up to the other side of the temple room, to the first bell again, and strongly ring it. Strongly, Prabhupada would ring. Like that, 6 times Prabhupada would circumambulate the temple, giving great joy to all his disciples. Then he would leave the temple and Kirtan would continue to roar inside the temple. And then Prabhupada would come out into the bright morning sunshine coming out of the temple. And then he will go to his lotus building, right? 2nd floor room. He would climb up those wide marble staircase to the 2nd floor room. And he would go to his room. How nice. Are you happy? Hear this description.
Yes, Prabhuji could picturize everything visually you could see in front of the eyes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, this is not a book. There are no letters in this book. This
Yes,
book is all
Prabhuji.
pictures only. This is a book
Yes,
of pictures, like for a kindergarten child, For a KG child, you can't have words, the child cannot read. We can only see pictures, right? So this is a book of pictures only like that. And then one more incident, and then we will close for the day, right? At least on 2 occasions during the festival, Gaur Purnima festival, Prabhupada became stunned in trance while delivering the morning lecture. So listen carefully. Prabhupada enters into Samadhi uncontrollably. Prabhupada is very controlled, correct? Prabhupada never shows his ecstasy outside. Prabhupada is a very business-like, very business-like. The Ashtasatvika bhavas, Anubhavas, Vyavachari bhavas, and all. He will talk about it from Bhakti-Rasamrita Sindhu, but he would never display. Oh, he's in business. He cannot get into ecstasy and no time for all that. He's very business-like. Rather, he would speak from Bhagavad Gita, not even Bhagavatam. Bhagavad Gita. You are not the body, you are spirit. So that is the most favorite topic for Prabhupada. But then, at least 2 occasions in 1975 in Mayapur. So one occasion is described here. One time, he was speaking in appreciation of the sacrifice of his disciples who had spent so much money and come so far from their homes in America, Europe, and Australia to render service and attend the festival in Mayapur. Okay. So Prabhupada said, you are all so young. Excuse me. You are all young. You have a good opportunity. Right? Prabhupada is. Take the words carefully and imagine what Prabhupada is feeling, because there is not much more description. Prabhupada is speaking it. What Prabhupada is feeling, you can just try to imagine. You are all young. You have a good opportunity, but I am an old man. I have no opportunity. And Prabhupada trailed off. I have no opportunity to do what? Nothing. Just stop. And then with these words, he suddenly fell completely silent. Just one moment, please. One moment. Hare Krishna. Vanakkam. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Pandre. Okay. So with these words, Prabhupada became completely silent, and suddenly, now again the picture, just see the picture. Prabhupada is on the Vyasasana. Prabhupada is talking to his disciple, and he's saying this, I have no opportunity, and then Prabhupada is silent. I don't know whether his eyes were closed. I think eyes were closed, because even Prabhupada must have been speaking with his eyes closed. And such silence before 500 disciples. 500 disciples are all silent already, listening to every word coming from the lotus mouth of Srila Prabhupada, and suddenly silence. So it created a feeling of suspended time. Time stood still. Prabhupada stopped talking and time stood still. Nobody was moving. Everybody froze in their place and just looking at the ecstasy of Prabhupada. This is Samadhi. Prabhupada is withdrawn from the world. Where is he? He only knows. But he's away from this world. Just by saying, I have no opportunity. You are young. You will have many opportunities. I have no opportunity. I am an old man. Finally, one of the devotees began chanting Hare Krishna, and Srila Prabhupada returned to external consciousness. So Prabhupada was in internal consciousness. Hare Krishna, he told the devotees, have kirtan, and went back to his room. He did not continue. So this is a time when Prabhupada uncontrollably, Krishna just took his consciousness. If we can recollect a similar situation in Bhagavatam, Lord Shiva says that to Sati, that actually I never intended to insult your father. Your father, when he entered, everybody stood up. I would have stood up too. I have no ego problem with that. Maybe I am his son-in-law, he's my father-in-law, I am Supreme Lord, but doesn't matter, I could have stood up. But see, suddenly Lord Krishna manifested in my heart. Krishna does it. He just manifested, unannounced, came. And then Shiva froze. Shiva could not, he became separated from external consciousness. He was enjoying the beautiful form of the Lord. How many of you have read Rudra Geetam in Srimad Bhagavatam?
I have read Prabhuji. Last Shivaratri.
Should we have that? Should we start Rudra Geetam sometime?
Yes, Prabhuji.
In this
Yes,
year? Huh?
You were mentioning we'll start Bhagavatam prayers now, Prabhuji.
Kunti, Stuti, and Bhishma.
Yeah, actually, I have done all that in Tamil. I have not done it in English. So maybe one of these things, Rudra Geetam, we'll start. I will keep the same slot, 6 to 7 only. For English, we will not change the time. But is it okay? Any weekdays okay for all of you?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu, in the evening, but in the evening.
Always in the evening. Sure, that's what. So this is for Tamil class, I have fixed 11 to 12 morning. That I don't change. Same way for English, it is 6 to 7. But the days will change because unfortunately, just around that time, if I have some engagement, then I have to cancel that whole day, no class. Then just wait for another day like that. Anyway, I'll make an announcement. I really look forward to discussing with all of you these prayers. So with this, we conclude today's session. And we will continue next week. Thank you very much for your patience and enthusiastic participation. We'll meet you again. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Rohini Mataji came very close. She said 6 circumambulations. So it was actually so mind-blowing. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you
Hare
so much,
Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Thank
Hare
you,
Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Thank you,
Dandavata
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Pranam.
And thank you for your videos.